This is St. Louis Cardinals baseball. The final game between the St. Louis Cardinals and the Washington Nationals. We're at Nationals Park. Two clubs have split the first two. The rubber game tonight. And with Jim Edmonds, I'm Dan McLaughlin. Erica Weston is here as well. And Jimmy, let's jump right into it. The Cardinals have their ace going, Miles Michaelis.
The road warrior, Miles Michaelis, is going to go out there tonight. He has been pretty tough on the road this year, and hopefully he'll be tough tonight because they need another win to get these series wins going again for that drive to the playoffs.
7-0 away from Busch Stadium. The walks incredible at 27 starts. A lot of first pitch strikes, and the team wins when he's on the mound. Tanner Roark will go for the Washington Nationals. Michaelis, Roark, Nationals, Cardinals. Game 3 coming up on Fox Sports Midwest. Budweiser. Wherever legendary MLB moments happen, Budweiser will be there. And by Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in the St. Louis area. Find yours at your Mid-America Chevy dealer. Around Major League Baseball, it is Roberto Clemente Day. Celebrate the life and legacy of Roberto Clemente. Along with Erica Weston and Jim Edmonds, I'm Dan McLaughlin. It's game number 3, the St. Louis Cardinals and the Washington Nationals. 89 degrees, very muggy here in our nation's capital. You see there at the bottom, it feels like 99. It has been a hot day here in Washington and a hot evening. Matt Carpenter at the top of the lineup, followed by Jose Martinez and then Matt Adams, the former National. Marcell Ozuna, 2 home runs hit last night. Paul DeJong, Yadier Molina, Harrison Bader, Jairo Munoz, and the pitcher Miles Michaelis batting 9th. Tanner Roark, his 28th start of the year, 8-14 the record. And as the season has gone along, Jimmy, he's gotten better and better.
He is having a pretty good second half, and Just one of those guys you hope to kind of slow down a little bit and the ball and play go hard. And talked about it last night. Back to the basics again and just try to get some runs started early and often.
There's a look at his Hyundai pitch arsenal. He lost to the Brewers on Friday. Gave up 4 runs over 6 innings. And a 4-1 loss. Washington has scored a total of just 1 run across Roark's last 2 starts. And here's Matt Carpenter. First pitch is strike, and we are underway. Carpenter with the bases loaded last night, a single into right that scored 3 runs. Roark is 2-2 with an ERA over 6. 4 career starts against St. Louis. Gave up 4 runs, 3 earned in 6 innings for a win back on the 16th of August. And the 1-1 pitch lifted in the air. Bermuda triangle, and it drops. They've got the shift there, and it still drops in for a leadoff base hit.
They say hit them where they ain't. Well, this outfield is playing super deep. I think this outfield is sneaky big. You can see Adam Eaton is literally out of the picture. It's a pop up to right field that probably should be caught, but thank you very much.
Here's Jose Martinez. And Martinez this season average above 300 at 305. 16 home runs, and he's driven in 77. And there's ball 1.
Look around at the outfield. It's surprising. Now you look at Bryce Harper. I mean, they're like they're playing no doubles. And those are the things, though, that as a good team and a bad team, right, they add up. The hits add up. The walks add up. But if you're giving away bloop singles all day long, it's pretty tough on the pitching staff.
No question. Here's a 1-0 pitch. Inside.
It's one of those things you talk about with the young outfielders. I was talking about with Harrison yesterday and the day before. Your job is to catch the ball when the pitcher makes his pitch, not when it's been thrown down the middle and ripped off the wall. I mean, that's great, you know, that's a plus, but only a few guys can do that. So your job is when he makes a good pitch, go catch it.
Line drive and a base hit into right. Carpenter took a chance as it just got over the glove of Wilmer Defoe, and that's back-to-back hits for the Cardinals to start play tonight. This was close to a double play.
So that ball runs back over the plate. He just gets it off the end of the bat. You're right. That could have been a double play if he could jump a little bit higher.
Yep.
Just a little bit.
Now Matt Adams. Roark has shown some improvement over the past few months. Started out 1-4 in June, 2-3 in July, 3-2 in August. And Matt Adams hits one out to deep right at the wall, and his first back with St. Louis. It's 3-0 Cardinals on a home run from Matt Adams, number 19.
Such a nice swing right there. Nice and easy. He got a box of brand new bats today from Rawlings. I noticed that he was using it. It was nice and shiny. I was just going to let that play out, but what a great home run for Matt Adams. Take a look at this.
Boy, you're right. Nice, easy swing.
It's all about balance. It doesn't matter. You don't have to always look fastball. You don't have to look changeup, curveball. You just have to be balanced. And when everything's in order, you see that first pitch breaking ball, you sit back for an extra second. What a great swing. It's a great feeling when you hit a first pitch breaking ball like that.
Here's Marcell Ozuna, homered twice in the game last night. Cardinals 5 home runs in a game for the 3rd time this season. 3-0 in those 3 games with all those home runs. And what a start for St. Louis. Back-to-back singles, and then boom, a home run from Adams. I'm sure that's a relief for him. That first one back with the Cardinals.
Yeah, you just feel like you're helping out. You know,
Exactly.
he's had some good at bats, got a couple of hits here and there, but it's nice when you're that big and that's what you're supposed to do, to finally get that home run off your, basically the monkey off your back. It's a good feeling.
Count runs full on Marcell Ozuna. That's what he was talking about when he was reacquired by the Cardinals. Just wanted to fit in. Things were going so well. 3-2 pitch. And Ozuna pops it down the right field line. Eaton, long way to go. And it drops in. It's a fair ball. I mean, Jimmy, you could make a case. Those are 2 balls hit in the air that probably should be caught.
You wouldn't even have to go to court for that. There's 2 balls. It's just playing so deep. I mean, he's running hard. It just like doesn't want to finish it off. And the ball last night he bobbled. It's just like sometimes these guys that kind of get behind in the standings, and it's almost like that extra gear isn't there anymore. But like I said, it makes it tough on the pitcher.
And now Paul DeJong. That's 4 consecutive hits to start tonight. And a strike to DeJong, who homered to the opposite way in game 2.
Right now your pitcher's sitting on the mound with a guy on first and nobody out, down by 3. He's given up a bloop single on a jam shot, an off the end of bat bloop single, a first pitch breaking ball for a homer, and then a fly ball for another single. Not going his way right now.
0-1 pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. Paul DeJong playing in career game number 200 last night, and a lot of home runs along the way. He's just getting better and better as he learns the league. Here's a 1-1 pitch. Cardinals have homered now in 101 of 140 games this season. 69-31 when they hit a home run. They've got one already from Matt Adams. And the 1-2 pitch struck him out, and the first out in the ball game. Take a look at the defense behind Tanner Roark. Around the horn, presented by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Soto, Harper, and Eaton in the outfield. Rendon, Turner, Defoe, Zimmerman along the infield, and Pedro Severino behind the plate. The biggest of those home runs, Yadier Molina and his grand slam on an 0-2 pitch. There's strike 1.
What it is about the hitting that's contagious. I think the home runs are even more so. You start to see guys like all of a sudden taking bigger swings, and it's almost like you watch the game from the bench thinking, oh man, he must be making mistakes. I'm going to go up there ready to hit. That ball's right out over the plate, and Yadi takes a nice hack at it.
It was his 6th career grand slam. 0-2. 6 career grand slams. It's tied for 6th all-time in franchise history. Albert Pujols the most. He had 12. And the RBI total up to 61 for the Cardinals catcher. Ozuna the runner at first, and an 0-2 pitch. Hit softly to second. 4-6. 3 on the double play. Defoe made sure he didn't catch it. Let it bounce, and it turned into a double play. Cardinals jump out with 4 hits in the first, and Matt Adams with a 3-run homer. Miles Michaelis, some extra rest going into this start, takes to the mound when we come back. Matt Adams strikes against his former team with a 3-run homer in the top of the first, and the Cardinals have an early lead. Miles Michaelis with a record of 13-4, ERA under 3. We mentioned it last night. 27 starts, only 27 walks. And after the last 2 nights for Cardinal pitching, that's a good sign.
Yeah, I don't know what was in the water the last 2 days, but talking about a lot of walks, and even on both sides, it was unusual to see how many balls were up and out of the strike zone. Hopefully they can correct that tonight.
Eaton, Turner, and Harper, followed by Rendon, Soto, and Zimmerman. Defoe, Severino, and Roark. Adam Eaton hitting .296. So the Nationals walked 9 times, or rather 11 times in a 9-inning game last night and lost. First game all season in all of baseball, team was walked that many times in 9 innings and lost the game. It's hard to do.
I was going to say, think about it, it's hard to do. I mean, it's like having 9 extra hits. 10 extra hits, 11 extra hits. Add 11 hits to your 9 innings worth of work, on top of what you're doing with hits and running the bases. And yeah, to not win that game is pretty unusual.
That's hit out of play. 1-2 on Adam Eaton. Pitchers in this series, the 17 hits, 21 walks.
Crazy. Look at that stat at the very bottom.
It is.
Only 4 of those walks have scored. Ran into the right club maybe at the right time. Somebody else that was hot, it could have been ugly.
Put in play, a little chopper hit to third. That's Carpenter over to Adams for the out. Around the Horn is presented by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Ozuna, Bader, and Martinez in the outfield. On the infield, Carpenter at third, DeYoung at short, Munoz at second, Matt Adams the start at first base, and Yadier Molina is the catcher. Remember, Miles was originally scheduled to start last night. Cardinals decided to give him an extra day of rest. And there's a ball to Turner. Now looking way ahead, and you could see by Miles' reaction, he thought that was strike one.
I don't know how they hold it in.
But that change could set up Miles to pitch in the final series of the regular season at Wrigley, and potentially game 1 of the division series if they would get there. So you're not that far away.
No, you got to start thinking about it for sure. And also matchups down the stretch. And I think obviously chasing Chicago and also Milwaukee. From time to time, you got to think about what's going to happen when you get a chance to face those guys too.
2-2 the count. Michaelis in his last start, it was against Pittsburgh. 5 innings, 8 hits, gave up a couple of runs, but did take the loss, his first since the 29th of June. That's caught by Adams for out number 2. Let's turn to Jim Edmonds' Toyota, key to the game.
What we've been talking about so far all night. The thing that's killed them the last 2 nights, no free passes, no walks. It's a pretty good guy on the mound tonight to erase that bad habit that they've had the last couple nights, but just keep excess guys off the bases when you don't need them out there, and you really keep the run support for the other team down.
Bryce Harper has walked in 8 straight games. Longest active streak right now in the major leagues. As a matter of fact, 12 walks in his last 8 games.
Check out these shoes, Danny. I think maybe he lost a pair and had to go with, I'm kidding, but those are pretty awesome. Wish we could wear stuff like that way back when I played.
Roberto Clemente Day, and that's what those shoes signify.
I was watching the MLB channel today, and they all kept talking about how they should maybe retire number 21 all over baseball. Those pretty interesting conversations today.
Left-handed batters, by the way, last 2 starts against Michaelis, hitting .536 with an on-base percentage near .600. So he's had some issues here with the lefties, and primarily it's been his breaking pitch that's getting hit. Pretty cool. And there's a base hit by Harper into right field. So a 2-out double off the bat of Bryce Harper. And the batter will be Rendon.
It's a pretty nice swing right there by Bryce Harper. Just a ball that didn't get in. Ball stayed out over the plate. Trying to get it inside and did not. That's the thing too, you know, you get a little bit tired. I think the majority of Michaelis's walks have been in the second half of this season a little bit, and his control has definitely been a little bit below what it was early on. And I think sometimes you get tired. You're trying to press and trying to make pitches when you're not used to having to make them, and just overall legs being not as fresh. And it's tough to have that. It's tough to have that pinpoint control for the entire season.
Nationals in the first 2 games 4 for 20 with runners in scoring position. Here's Rendon hitting .292 with 18 home runs, 67 runs batted in. 0-1 pitch. A beauty. 0-2.
.77-mile-an-hour breaking ball right here. The ball gets up there in your eyes, you think it's a good pitch to hit, and just disappears.
He's also had issues last couple of starts putting hitters away with 2 strikes. Again, that goes back to what you're talking about in control and pinpoint. The curveball in the dirt outside. 1-2.
I think also too, what I've noticed a little bit is he hasn't pitched in as much, especially to the lefties, as he did earlier on in the season. And sometimes that's the thing too, right? If you have trouble getting it in there, then you just don't go in there as often, and then the guys start leaning out over the plate. And like Bryce Harper just did, if you don't get it in there, it gets smashed.
Center field, Bader, a diving attempt. He trapped it, and a throw to the plate. It's in time. Unbelievable by Bader. He trapped it and still got up to throw out Bryce Harper. Edmonds-esque 3-0. Bryce Harper thrown out with 2 outs and a base hit to center, in which Bader dove and trapped it. How does that happen?
I'll be honest with you, I'm not really sure, other than watching this run right here. Not very hard. I mean, this isn't even close.
Man, oh man.
I'm just wondering if he thought maybe he didn't know where he was first, and he just thought that was just a routine base hit. Thought he was just going to cruise home and he was going to flip it to second base.
I think that's it. He took it for granted.
I guess when you watch guys flip balls into second base all year, you forget what it looks like for someone to come in and play it hard.
Good for Harrison Bader.
It's a heck of a play.
You think about his speed last night on a base hit to right, scoring from first. But with Harper, there's no need to look back, no need to even worry about it. It's 2 outs. Put the ball in play, and your head is down and you're running. And the only thing I can assume is that he took it for granted that Bader, there was no chance he was going to get up and try to throw him out.
I mean, I don't even think he saw him dive. I just, like I said, I think he thought he was back and just a routine 2-hop single to center field, and that was it.
Wow.
Credit Harrison Bader. Again.
And Bader hits it out of play. You know, some of the things that he's doing is that he's taking advantage of guys that, let's say 99 out of 100, a guy at first base doesn't score on a base hit to right. 99 out of 100 with 2 outs, Bryce Harper scores on somebody trying to make a diving attempt in center. The other thing too, Jimmy, he takes a chance of trying to get that ball for the 3rd out. It gets by him. It's at least a triple, a run scored, if not maybe an inside the park home run.
Yeah, and that's one of those balls that you decide that you're going to go after, and when you realize you can't get to it, you still dive and just try to short hop it. Because if you stay back enough and don't dive, you're taking that ball off the body, and you're right, it's at least a double. You miss it, it's a triple or a homer. Take a good look at the jump, though. He comes right after it. He's already committed.
Wow. 94 miles per hour getting up after the dive. 3-2 pitch. And Bader lifts it out to shallow right field. The second baseman going out to make the catch, and that's Wilmer Defoe. It brings in Jairo Munoz. 3-0 our score. MLB at Bat, your #1 Cardinals app. Customize your experience to catch every moment this season. Cardinals home screen icons, features such as the MLB.TV game of the day, pitch tracking, and more. Download MLB at Bat today. And the first pitch to Munoz, taken for a ball inside.
You know, we had a play earlier in the season that happened to Ozuna, and it was the same similar ball, but it didn't work out for him, and everyone asked, oh, what would you have done better? And you really don't, you can't do better. What you don't see is this right here. Watch this ball sink at the end. He's thinking he's going to catch that ball the whole way, and then it becomes, I'm going to catch this too. Oh my gosh, I have to save my own rear end and knock this ball down somehow. And that happened to Ozuna this year earlier in the season, and he didn't knock it down, ended up costing them the game, but similar ball. It's just amazing. Like I said, you either make it or you don't. It's what they call it, do or die, and that's just a great play by Harrison Bader.
Here's a 1-1. Popped up and out of play.
Still can't believe he threw him out at home, but
Jimmy, it wasn't even a bang bang play. He got him by 3 steps, it looked like. We've been talking off the air about this. I know you appreciate great defensive outfield play, and the more you're watching Bader, the more you appreciate what he's doing.
For sure. And I just had another conversation a little bit with him today, and Willie McGee, and just trying to give him as much knowledge as possible. And Willie and I had talked about, like, he wished that he had somebody there when he was younger that gave him different angles. You know, sometimes you play with the same organization for so long, you hear the same voices. And I told him I was lucky enough to have a couple different guys teach me how to play the game in the outfield, and gave him some thoughts, and he was like, man, I wish I would have thought about that when I played. And so it's nice. both of us are bouncing things off of each other to give to Harrison. And Willie said, you know what, he's smart enough to understand that he can kind of take what he wants and learn, you know, at his own speed. And so he keeps making plays like that and keeps listening to what's going on. I think he's just going to get better and better. And the next thing that comes is positioning and actually knowing your hitters. And the funny thing is knowing your pitchers, right? We've had so many young pitchers up here that he hasn't had a chance to really stand out there and watch them for a whole year. It's been a different guy every night and new bullpen guys and guys getting hurt. So he really only can get better.
Good battle here with Munoz. Gyro almost came up with the defensive play of the night late last night in right field. Did take a home run away as he went over the wall, but could not keep it in the glove, but brought it back in the ballpark. And the 2-2. Yanks that foul down the left field line. Munoz has played third, short, second base, and the outfield. Brought it back in off the bat of Ryan Zimmerman. You mentioned it last night. He was about a half step too early with the jump.
There's the guy's name in left field for the Mets. Made that play off of Scott Rowland in the playoffs.
Andy Chavez.
Andy Chavez, yes. It was almost the identical play.
You were doubled up on that play if memory serves correct.
So it was.
And I thought when that happened, well, maybe it's not the Cardinals' night.
I was right there with you. With a numb foot.
Ten pitches in this plate appearance by Munoz. Jose Martinez with his megaphone. And Munoz pulls it foul again. That's now 11 pitches.
At least someone's having fun.
The 2-2 pitch. Munoz chops it up the middle, gloved by Turner, and he makes the play. 2 outs, and the batter will be Miles Michaelis. Michaelis with a couple of home runs. 22nd pitch of the inning. So he had 21 to Bader and Munoz combined. And the 0-1. One thing I appreciate about Bader, and I know fans do as well, all out hustle. Doesn't take a pitch off. And you appreciate that. And with his speed, boy, does it stand out. Michaelis hustling down the line and beats it out.
There you go again. Guy playing the game the right way. Easily could have mailed that in and saved his legs, but he ran hard. You never know. It might cost him, but yet he's playing the game the right way. Sniffing out a hit, as they say.
Quickly out of the glove, and then a little double clutch.
That's just because he ran hard.
Yep.
If he doesn't run hard, he takes his time, throws it over to first. Inning over.
There's Matt Carpenter, who singled to right. So an infield hit for Michaelis. Cardinals with 5 so far. First pitch, take it for a ball. Mentioned our speaker series with Matt Carpenter. Talked with him before the game. He's fired up because proceeds, some of them, tickets sold on September 11th, will go to Cardinal Glennon. Everybody receives It's Gotta Be the Salsa t-shirt and a visit with Matt for about 30 to 45 minutes. Gourmet lunch at the ballpark. Speaker Series, Cardinals.com/Speaker Series. Always fun to do those. 2 balls and no strikes. So 20 pitches in the first inning, 26 and counting here in the second. Inside, and it's 3-0.
Kind of watching him pitch, and he's got that good sinker, but he hasn't been able to throw it on the inside half to the righties, and he's run a couple balls back on the left-handed side, but then he has an opportunity to throw it right there and it stays in. So kind of all over the place with this fastball. And then breaking ball, just not been for a strike very often.
And Carpenter takes a strike, 3-1. They'll play behind Michaelis, and a 3-1 pitch. Carpenter with a high fly ball, sending Harper back, and it's over his head. He may have lost it. Carpenter to second base. Michaelis will score. It looked to be a routine play for Bryce Harper, and I guess he lost it at this time of night. Regardless, it's a double. And it's now a 4-0 Cardinal lead. Had to have lost it. He's in the vicinity of what he thinks the ball may do, and then it's over his head on what would have been a routine catch. And Michaelis, they were not holding him at first base. He scores easily. And now the Cardinals have a 4-run lead here in the top of the second. Been a tough couple of innings now for Bryce Harper. This time of night, Jimmy, you got to rely on your outfielders to maybe help you out, your infielders too, but clearly Harper lost it in the sky. So 2 outs and a runner at second base. Here's Jose Martinez. Turns out to be a double for Carpenter. And there's strike 1. His reaction afterwards, he said, yeah, couldn't pick it up, didn't see it. Tough start to game 3 of the series for Bryce Harper. And now Carpenter is 2 for 2. And Martinez trying to add to this Cardinal lead. And he does, potentially, with a base hit into right. Here comes Carpenter. The throw is not in time. Martinez to second base. And he's on the bag and stays on it. Good base running there by Martinez as they miss the cut. And with that, Jose winds up at second base. Trade spots with Carpenter. And the Cardinals have opened up a 5-run lead.
Piece of hitting right there by Martinez, staying inside the ball. He's working. He sees that he's going to get the RBI, and then he watches the throw, and nice job of taking the extra base.
Somehow staying with that toe on the bag.
Size 13 stayed right there on the bag.
Here's Adams. He got it all started with a 3-run homer. The first pitch to Big City is hit out of play. So back in the first inning, hanging breaking ball. The sweet swing of a lefty. Home run number 19 for Matt Adams. Here's the 0-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Cardinals have an off day tomorrow. They'll fly out to Detroit tonight. Friday night, Austin Gomber and Daniel Norris, 2 lefties going head to head. All 3 games will be on Fox Sports Midwest. The 1-1 pitch. Inside corner.
It's just not even trying right there. Can't call a pitch that far inside for a strike. It's frustrating when you're trying to battle, especially like Matt Adams, trying to make an impact back on this team, and the ball's not even close.
C.B. Butner, the home plate umpire. 2-2. So 2 outs and a runner at second. The 2-2 pitch to Adams. Here it comes. Little chopper taken there by Roark, and he'll flip to first base. Roberto Clemente Day around Major League Baseball. Cardinals off to a good start. 5-0 here in Game 3. Bottom of the second, 5-0 Cardinals. A lot of guys giving back to communities around the United States and really around the world. With more on that, let's check in with Erica.
Dan, it is Roberto Clemente Day throughout Major League Baseball today as we celebrate the life, legacy, and the philanthropic efforts of one of the game's greats. Of course, Major League Baseball announced the 30 nominees for the Roberto Clemente Award. The Cardinals nominee Yadier Molina, but plenty of others lend a hand off the field for the Redbirds as well. Of course, Adam Wainwright does incredible work with his foundation, Big League Impact, helping raise over $2 million the last 5 years for many charitable causes and foundations. And of course, Colton Wong recently helping raise funds for his native Hawaii to aid in relief to a volcano eruption earlier this year. Of course, many other Cardinals that helped the cause throughout the year as we honor Clemente today, guys.
So many great stories and players over the years that have given back. For instance, Jim Edmonds Field back in St. Louis. It was $1 million donation, if memory serves correct, to Cardinals Care.
Yes, it was. Can I have some of it back now, please?
No.
I'm kidding.
Jimmy.
It's a lot of fun. You know what? The crazy thing is that these guys do it in the middle of the season or when there's a lot going on. And it's really easy to sit back and just say, someone else will do it, you know, like Yachty, and see Colton right there. My dad's over in Hawaii, and we've been talking a little bit about where he grew up, how he grew up, and there's an area over there by the volcano where it erupted that has filled in like a mile of a swimming hole, like an old bay where he used to go swimming as a kid. And I was telling him my dad was over there and saw it, and he's like, yeah, the whole landscape has changed where I grew up. And just like this littlest thing as this little bay where we all swam in is now literally covered with volcanoes or volcanic rock. And so, you know, like you said, you can just easily keep going on with your day, but yet they take their time out and do the best they can.
Fly ball into shallow right. Where's Martinez? There he is, coming in to make the catch.
You know, obviously you see, we talked about Adam Wainwright a lot this year, and you saw him, but the thing that blew me away the most was when you turn on the TV and you see Yachty down there carrying water and carrying supplies and meeting with the people. I mean, that's legit. Yachty Molina does not live in Puerto Rico right now. I mean, his parents are still down there. I talk to him all the time about that. And his parents were safe. They obviously have a little bit nicer house than most, but still affected by the power outages and the water problem and all that. And he's down there bringing that stuff. They loaded up some planes, and I mean, it's just not an easy thing to do. Coordinate that, especially when you're in the middle of your own life. So sometimes you gotta take your hat off to these guys and look at the work that they really do.
That was within a 48-hour period. The season ended, and Yachty was on a plane with others to provide relief and assistance. Here's a 1-0 pitch to Wilmer Defoe, homered last night. 1 ball and 1 strike. There is the Clemente Museum in Pittsburgh. Had the chance to be there and see some of the artifacts and memorabilia. Learn more about what he did and his charitable endeavors. Number 21. And the 2-1 pitch on the ground to Adams. Michael is to the bag for the out, and an easy 1-2-3. Ozuna, DeYoung, Molina coming up on Roberto Clemente Day. Watch this arm. One of the all-time greats. Ozuna not once but twice as the Cardinals had 5 home runs hit in the ball game. This one to the opposite way. And the first pitch to Ozuna swung on and missed. The Kubota power stats, longest average home run distance, minimum of 15 hit this year, and Ozuna's hit some long ones, 420 feet. And he hits it sharply past the shortstop Trey Turner and into left field. Ruled a base hit. Ozuna 2 for 2. A lot of top spin and tomahawked it.
My kind of pitch right there. Up in your face.
I never understood how you hit those.
I don't either, but they sure went a long way sometimes.
Lefties like it down and in. You got to pitch up.
I just liked it coming out of the hand straight. It's a fastball. I'm trying to hit it. It's a lot easier than hitting the slider for sure. Change up, especially if you don't know it's coming. Breaking ball. So if you throw it in straight, I'm swinging at it.
Here's a 1-0 pitch. Instead, a check on Ozuna.
I mean, you have to take your chances with guys that you know you can handle, right? If you've got a guy throwing 95 to 98, 97, you're not swinging at that pitch. You're not even trying to. I remember facing Brad Penny when he was throwing 99 for the Miami Marlins, and I literally would just stand up a little bit taller and just try to hit the ball off the left field wall, like at that angle. I'm not swinging at anything high. You can't catch up with it. It's like trying to face, you know, you get Scherzer and guys that throw that hard up in the zone. That's when you're not doing that. But when you get guys in the low 90s, anything that's straight, you're going to go after.
Here's a 1-1. Popped up. Zimmerman over and makes the catch, going in the dugout of the Nationals. And with that, Ozuna will be awarded second base because Zimmerman is out of play.
Never understood that rule. I know that's the rule, but if you step foot in the dugout like that, you should at least be able to throw him out. I don't understand the dead ball part of it. And that's just me. I mean, he's got the awareness right here not to go in there, but he knows he wants to not get hurt, first of all, which they're both trying to avoid. And then he's got the awareness that want to throw the ball back out. Kind of a strange rule, don't you think?
I'm in complete agreement. Also thought the ruling yesterday with Trey Turner on a walk getting thrown out by Molina is also kind of an odd play and maybe antiquated thinking. Time's not called. Ball still in play. It's live. And with the walk, Trey Turner out at second base by going off the bag.
Well, I think if you probably think back over the years that you've been watching the game, and like I said last night, I walked a kid in high school, and he was one of those kids that ran down the field really fast after the walk and hopped off the bag. And so I lobbed the ball to first base. As soon as he steps on the bag and then turns and jumps off, he's out. So similar to that, guys will throw over to first base if you see guys that are running extra hard or being kind of goofy. And it is a bizarre play. You don't see it very often, but last night, wow. Talk about catch you off guard.
That was the first time I had seen that. How about for you?
That's the first time I'd seen that one. I've seen the other one where you walk a guy, it walks to first, or kind of guys that you'll see it every now and then. Guy will flip the ball over to first base when he's not paying attention to see if he just walks over the bag. I bet you we'll see it again, though.
Yeah, I've seen the hit and ball trick. Now, if you're doing a hit and ball trick, the pitcher cannot be on the rubber. Matter of fact, he's got to be off the mound with that. Got to be away of the vicinity of the rubber and the mound, and then you can have a hit and ball trick. Seen that one time. One ball and two strikes on Yadier Molina. Inside, 2-2. Also find it interesting this year, and we had a play over the weekend, and if you have the leather of the gloves, the string that maybe hits the runner on a tag, he's safe. The string is no longer part of the glove. That's changed this year. Here's a 3-1, and Molina pops it up to the right side and out of play. Now,
I was going to say, I heard you talking in the locker room about the other half of that play.
This is interesting. So say you're a player that has a shin guard and you round first base, and a lot of times you see it all the time where the strap of the shin guard is dangling, and flowing in the wind, and that tag is applied to the strap. He's out. Hit to short. Turner makes the play. That particular portion of the equipment is considered part of the body. Fox Sports Midwest and the mission continues, teaming up for a service project on September 15th, and you can help. Join military veterans at the Missouri Division of Youth Services for projects that will improve youth homes and activity areas. For details and to volunteer, visit missioncontinues.org. Harrison Bader popped out his first time up. Good rip and fouled back. Well, I know you talk a lot of defense with Bader. How about offensively?
No, not yet. I don't want to get involved because of the way the coaching staff has kind of turned over. I've had some nice conversations with the two hitting coaches, and I just kind of like listen to what they have to say. And you know, if they ask my opinion, I'll definitely give it to them. But I think that's where you have to be careful, because hitting is such a difficult thing to do, because you not only have to be perfectly in sync with your own hitting style and your body, then you got to rely on your mental ability to stay focused in on what you're trying to do, and then you got to get a pitch to hit. And so there's a lot of parts of the game on the hitting side that makes it really tough. These guys are doing a great job right now getting these young kids re-energized at the plate.
Kind of 1 ball and 2 strikes. Runner at third base, Ozuna. In the dirt. Severino kept it in front. 2-2. Cardinals already with 8 hits in the game and a 5-0 lead. And a strikeout of Harrison Bader. Second strikeout for Tanner Roark. Ozuna left stranded midway through 3. Our GMC leaderboard, and Miles Michaelis at 7-0. Chris Carpenter won the Cy Young in 2005. He was 12-1 on the road. Adam Wainwright went 12-1 in 2009. Top 3 finish in the Cy Young. And how about Jeff Suppan? As we found out was a big game pitcher at postseason play.
Humongous. That guy never, ever stopped going when the game was on the line. Bigger the game, the better he was.
Some of you may have seen that Jose Oquendo is not with the team tonight. There's Pop Warner in the middle. And a grounder that's tapped foul. Jose is at his daughter's graduation from the Army in Fort Leonard Wood. So congratulations to the Oquendo family. He'll rejoin the team in Detroit. And Pop Warner is your third base coach tonight.
Good man. Good baseball man. Been around a long time.
Pop Warner was up in 1999 to travel and watch under Tony La Russa as his playing career was done. Had just finished up. Cardinals had an idea that he could be a really good coach, good mentor, and as you mentioned, a good baseball man, and he's been around the organization for a long time. The check swing. 2-2. Jeff Suppan won Game 7, the NLCS against Roger Clemens, and then was the 06 NLCS MVP.
How about that? Sitting around when you're 45 years old and maybe you have kids that are younger and don't know any better, and or just the fact that you can say, I beat Roger Clemens in the playoffs.
Game on the line,
probably
season
one
on the
of
line.
the best pitchers in the modern era.
Was he tougher on you?
It was tough.
Yeah. Randy Johnson with a lefty had to be tough.
He was tough too, especially when he threw 97 early in his career. I just feel like, you know, you have to, I think it's like, I talk to these young players all the time. It's almost like a reverse psychology against these good pitchers is you take their best pitches, right, and most of them aren't strikes.
DeYoung has to hurry, and the stretch by Adams and the out. Hustling down the line, Severino, and making a case that maybe Adams was off the bag. Michael has let it go, and Adams seems to be on the bag, and there will be no challenge by the Nationals.
Nice play by Paulie right there. Back to what I was saying is, I take a pitch that is the pitcher's best pitch and I try not to look for it. I try to take it. If I know that someone's got a nasty slider, I want to make sure that I'm not trying to hit it. I'm not trying to swing at it. You know, guys used to, you know, a guy like Al Leiter, a left-hander, used to pound balls in on the righties, and you'd see guys swing at balls that would almost hit them. Well, Eduardo Perez would hit 900 against a guy like that because he'd back off the plate and try to yank everything, but looked away. And if anything was in, he'd take it. Well, you remember, I think the easiest thing is to remember is watching Chris Carpenter pitch. How many times did you see a right-handed batter swing at that cutter off the plate? And that was his job, to get you to chase that pitch. However, other pitches that he threw was to set up that pitch, and so you have to know that. So you need to hit one of those other pitches if you can, because you're not going to be successful against his best pitch, which was the cutter that was borderline a strike and that ran off the plate. And I just tried to find out a pitch that I needed to take and try to stay away from it.
I remember Carpenter in that great run on the road in 2005. About this time of the year, matched up with Roger Clemens, and he beat him in Houston. That game may have won him the Cy Young Award, as Roark is tagged out by Yadier Molina, strikeout number 2. September 14th, that's a Friday. 30,000 fans 16 and older can help honor the 90-year anniversary of the 28th season by taking home a one-of-a-kind 1928 replica jersey featuring pinstripes, throwback Cardinals logo, and it's presented by Old Dominion Freight Line. Cardinals.com/promotions. That's up the middle, and a base hit for Adam Eaton. So a 2-out single by Eaton.
Made a pretty good pitch and just missed it coming back up the middle.
Former teammates getting together there at first base a month ago. Teammates.
Less than a month ago almost, right?
Right. Extends the inning to Turner, and there's strike one. And a chopper. Tough play here at third for Carpenter. No play. And with the speed of Turner, he gets down the line. It's an infield hit. And that will extend the inning now to Bryce Harper.
A high chopper off the play. There is nothing you can do when Trey Turner's running here. Carpenter makes a good decision. It's almost like you just want to sit back there and just wait for it to stop rolling. It's a helpless feeling when you're supposed to make a play on a ball and you know right when it's hit. You've got no chance to throw him out.
Well, you got Harper here. Michaelis has had his issues with lefties here recently. Bryce with a double into right field back in the first inning, then was thrown out by Bader trying to score on a single. Two balls and no strikes. .381 in this spot with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. The 2-0 pitch. How good is that on 2-0?
It's a great pitch, and it's a pretty good swing, too. Talk about balance. That's a big league pitch, though, right there. You don't see those. That's what we talk about all the time. You're not seeing that in the minor leagues.
2-1 the count. And it's hit sharply, but knocked down by DeYoung. And everybody safe on the infield, but that'll save a run from scoring. Nice play again by Paul DeYoung.
This ball is blistered. Paul makes a nice play. Wisely hangs on to it. That's about as much emotion as you see out of him right there.
Notice that.
He's a little upset.
110 miles an hour off the bat of Harper, and now they're loaded up for Anthony Rendon, and all this has been done with 2 outs. Pair of infield hits, and then the chopper past Miles Michaelis into center field. Rendon singled first time up, and then thrown out was Harper trying to score. So 2 outs and they're loaded up. To third, Carpenter flips to second, and the threat is through. The Nationals strand the bases loaded. We head to inning number 4, and it's 5-0. against Detroit. 5:30 on Friday night, Saturday at 4:30, Sunday 11:30. And that's a look at our Budweiser What's on Tap, and all the games will be seen on Fox Sports Midwest. Jairo Munoz, Miles Michaelis, and Matt Carpenter for St. Louis. Munoz grounded out to short, his first time up. It's a 12-pitch at bat by Munoz. And the first pitch is swung on and missed, and we're underway here in inning number 4. Miles Michael is stranding. The base is loaded in the bottom of the 3rd as Munoz holds up for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. CB Buckner behind home plate. Field and Colbrith is our crew chief. Chris Conroy at second base. And Nick Lenz is down at 3rd. And now they're going to check on Munoz and make sure he's all right. Got to wonder about the check swing. Remember, he was hurt in Kansas City about 3.5 weeks ago. Grimacing there, but he's going to stay in the ball game. And the 1-1 pitch taken a bit high, and it's 2-1. So game 1 on Friday night, Austin Gomber against Daniel Norris. There's a strike. Jack Flaherty and Matthew Boyd in game 2. Norris and Boyd lefties. And then on Sunday, John Gant and Michael Fulmer. Cardinals return home Monday against Pittsburgh. The 2-2. Hit to 3rd. And that's the first out. And Munoz slow to return to the Cardinal dugout. Reminder that Cardinals baseball is brought to you by St. Louis Children's Hospital and Washington University Physicians, guardians of childhood. And by Toyota. Let's go places. Miles Michaelis. This time of year you see all those little injuries pop up, don't you, Jimmy?
Yeah, that's the twinges starts to catch up with you, especially the more you play. And a guy like Munoz, who plays here and there, and then all of a sudden he'll play 5 or 6 days in a row. And it's funny, when you don't play every day, you get a little chance to heal. But when you play every day, you definitely don't heal quickly, and they can linger for a long time.
A ball and 2 strikes on Michaelis. Had an infield hit with 2 outs back in the 2nd inning. And then Carpenter a double. Martinez a single. And St. Louis got 2 runs out of it off the end of the bat and foul. Tanner Roark already at 81 pitches tonight. Strikeout on the outside corner, his 3rd of the night. (20, 36, 16, and 10). The pitches by inning.
Sinker, yeah, that he threw that last pitch, and he hasn't been able to throw that for a strike, and that's why those pitches are adding up. And give the Cardinals a little bit of credit; they've been able to lay off a lot of those pitches around the zone, and that sinker hasn't been good all the time, just a few pitches here and there.
So 2 outs, and Matt Carpenter singled to right, and a double misplayed by Harper in center as he couldn't pick it up. And the 1-1. Inside, 2 balls and a strike. Dave Martinez gets a vote of confidence from his front office today. They officially said that he will come back and manage the Nationals next year. The 2-1 is a foul ball.
Ever seen a team change their mind? It's a long time between now and February. I would be scared to death. I would be pushing these kids to play and play and play.
That's down and in. There's Soto. They've got Victor Robles. It may see some time before the season is through as they get a look at some of the younger players. 3-2 pitch on the ground, backhanded by Zimmerman, and a flip to Roark, and Carpenter's retired for the first time. And a closer look at Colton Wong in the month of August before his injury. And this is a look at what he's done offensively. The .362 average, 6 extra base hits, 8 runs batted in, 8 runs scored. 5-0 Cardinals. Wong is eligible to play tonight. The question would be, Erica, will we see him tonight?
It's possible we'll see him tonight, Dan. Mike Schultz saying earlier today he was taking a Mr. Kissel approach. He wanted to give it one more day before he inserts him into the starting lineup. Likely will be back in the starting lineup on Friday in Detroit. But Colton said his knee injury earlier this season was the reason for the hamstring strain. He said it tinkered with his running style. But he says he doesn't want to leave. He wants to be in the rest of the games that are here, and he wants to try and make a push for these guys.
Well, the thing is, too, Jimmy, and that's why I pointed to the offense, but his defense is so good. Gold Glove level, and that has made a big change for the Cardinals defensively, too, with him playing every day.
But yeah, and you said it right there, every day. Like, it is really hard to get into a rhythm playing, one, looking over your shoulder, two, not being out there every day on defense to kind of get a feel for your pitching staff, your catcher, and the other team. So he's definitely benefited from going out there and playing more often.
Kyle McGowan, right-handed pitcher, starts to throw in the Nationals' pen. Ryan Zimmerman at the plate. Fly to center. First time up. Miles gets a lot of ground balls when he's right. That means potential of double plays. There's a look at Kyle McGowan. 1 ball and 1 strike. The Cardinals about hit the Nats 8-6. They lead 5-0. Matt Adams with a 3-run homer. RBI double by Carpenter. RBI single by Jose Martinez. And the 1-1 pitch. Fouled back. And it's 2 strikes on Zimmerman. Only 53 pitches tonight. And this is probably one of those games, even with rosters expanded, that the Cardinals would love to see Michaelis go deep. Tanner Roark at 88. There's some guys in that Cardinal bullpen that probably will not be used tonight, are unavailable. I'm sure Mike Schilt would love to give Bud Norris another day. There's a nice play by Carpenter down at third. That's the hot corner, and that's the first out.
Is that why they call it the hot corner?
Ball was scorched.
Ball was scorched. Crazy thing is that ball's in his glove before you can get your eyes to focus over to where it came from.
105 miles per hour off the bat. Wilmer Defoe grounded out to first, and he's 0 for 1. First pitch, a ball. See what Dave Martinez wants to do. If you get to the spot of Roark, clearly he goes to his bench. If not, does he send him back out there for 1 more inning? Arcia drive to success. Most ground balls induced this season. Michaelis a bunch. That leads to a lot of double plays behind him. The 2-0. There's your ground ball. 4, 6, 3, and the double play. Sends us to inning number 5. Martinez, Adams, Ozuna coming up. All right, Jimmy, thank you. Jim Hayes will be with us Friday night from Detroit. And here's Jose Martinez, 5-0 our score. Martinez tonight 2 for 2, run scored, run batted in, and a pair of singles. Doesn't seem like it now, but a key at bat was Miles Michaelis beating out an infield hit to extend an inning in the second and got it back to Carpenter, who then doubled, and then Martinez a single, and 2 more runs came around. Pulls that pitch down the left field line, foul.
That's a good sign right there. That's something we haven't seen in a while. Finally starting to get that bat going through the zone again.
One ball and 2 strikes on Martinez. Fouled back. I think you're right, Jimmy. You're onto something here. Those are better swings than we've seen.
Well, he's been feeling. I think he's been feeling for the ball a little bit. When you get in between, sometimes maybe now you don't know how they're going to pitch you. So feeling for the ball is really kind of guessing on what side of the plate they're going to go for. He's been kind of trying to stay inside the ball, maybe feeling a little bit better now and trying to let it go.
Grounds this one to third, and Rendon to Zimmerman, and the out. BJC Healthcare difference maker. We go back to the first plate appearance. Matt Adams hit a 3-run homer.
Does a nice job of staying back and staying short right here. Look at this swing, just pretty simple for a big guy. Keep your balance down the middle. Not have to get too far over that front foot, and that's where all that power comes from.
Adams again into deep right. How far is this one? His second home run, and it's 6-0 Cardinals. A long home run off the bat of Adams.
Interesting game. First pitch he hit, the breaking ball for a homer. Got him out with the fastball, and then he tried the changeup. Smashes it.
And here's Marcell Ozuna. Take a listen. Oh boy.
It's a brand new Rawlings bat. I'm gonna have to say he's going to use that again tomorrow if he gets a chance.
8th career multi-home run game for Matt Adams. 3rd time he's done that this year.
Put a lot of work in the last couple of weeks since he's been here. He
sure
really
has
been in the cage every day, working with the hitting coaches, trying to stay back. Exchanged a few late night text messages with him, asking me what I see, what guys see. I talked to the hitting coaches about him, and he's been working, I think, so hard at just trying to get back to where he feels comfortable. It's really funny, like, now that I don't play anymore and it's been a while, you forget how out of sync you can get so quick, and sometimes it's just the littlest thing. It's almost like sometimes it can be your feet. You land on the wrong side of your foot, land on the outside, it makes everything go in the wrong direction.
And that's a base hit into left field off the bat of Ozuna. And Marcell 3 for 3, and he's starting to get hot. Hitting the ball with authority. There's Paul DeJong 0 for 2. DeJong is the kind of guy, though, that quietly rest of the team, you know, you got Adams hitting a couple of home runs. Yesterday, Ozuna, and then DeJong will just step in and pop one about 500 feet. And it goes unnoticed.
It's like the silent assassin.
Exactly. Here's an 0-1 pitch to DeJong. A 6-0 Cardinal lead here in the top of 5. Chicago and Milwaukee just underway, and there's no score. That game has moved to the 2nd inning. Austin Williams, who was greeted with 3 home runs in his appearance in this series, is up and throwing. The 2-1 pitch, and DeYoung out in front just a bit and pops it up. Foul territory. Zimmerman with the catch. With Molina coming to the plate, Old Dominion bringing his best. Yadier Molina, and a career breakdown of what he's been able to do. You could provide some good input on this, Jimmy. You saw him when he came up. Glove first, certainly.
Well, he was just young and raw and athletic behind the plate with a cannon, so he just has learned. You get older, you get smarter, you start figuring out things. Not trying to do too much.
What do you think the biggest adjustment he's had to make over the years is? Remember, he always would change his stance. That was something that comes to mind.
Being comfortable, actually, and kind of having a good idea of what he's capable of, I think. Sometimes you just don't know what you're capable of doing until you do it for a few years, and what really works.
1 ball and 1 strike. So 2-1 the count. Matt Adams with 2 home runs hit tonight. He's driven in 4 of the 6. The 2-1 pitch, a breaking ball, and it drops in for a strike, and it's 2-2. Cardinals now with 10 hits in this ball game. Molina is grounded into a double play and also grounded out to short. A 2-2. Fastball, and he hits it out of play. Spoiled the pitch. Once again, a very sparse crowd here in Washington. A lot of Cardinal fans in attendance tonight. Ozuna, your runner at first base. And a 2-2 pitch to Molina. Out of play again. One of the first games that Molina ever played in 2004 were in Pittsburgh, and he was trucked at the plate, you may recall, and happened again later. Ty Wigginton
was not happy.
Josh Harrison had a play like that with Molina a few years ago. The 2-2. Another souvenir. Seven pitches. The plate appearance for Molina. And finally, Roark strikes him out on a curveball. Matt Adams, 2 home runs. First time up, a 3-run shot. This one launched solo. Matt Adams with 20 this year. 6-0 in the bottom of the 5th. This copyrighted telecast presented by the authority of the Cardinals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals. 8-9-1. Victor Robles at the on-deck circle. He'll pinch hit for Tanner Roark. Pedro Severino will lead it off. He grounded out to short first time up. 6-0 our score. Tanner Roark goes 5 innings, 10 hits, 6 runs. All were earned. Did not walk a man. Struck out 4. 111 pitches on the night. Look at Yadier Molina saying, "Come on, CB, that's a strike."
Does that win the award of the worst one of the year right there?
There's been some bad ones.
Oh my goodness. You know what? I have to give a lot of credit to these pitchers, and I don't know how they do it because I couldn't. They don't break stride. Yadi's talking to him right now. But they don't look like they're disgusted, and I don't know how they do it. But some of these guys do a pretty dang good job of keeping their cool.
2-1 pitch. Yeah, Michaelis just got the ball back, didn't look back in the dugout or at CB Buckner, just moved on with his business.
It's tough to do, I'll tell you what.
Two. Three and 2 the count on Severino. Fouled back. Nothing straight coming from Michaelis. All kinds of movement on either side of the plate. Late movement there, popped up. Michaelis with the catch. I mean, that just that little late movement back in on his hands.
Well, and the location is what's so important too. And when he throws it in there, he keeps it in there. This is such a great pitch.
You will at times have free agent signings that clearly don't work out, and this is one that has been sensational. Sensational. Victor Robles, the top prospect for the Nationals. Curveball and a beauty. 0-2.
Nice job by Yadi letting that ball get down and get closer to him before he reaches out to catch it.
And the 0-2. Got him to reach. And you've had a fastball, breaking ball, cutter, everything around the plate. Starts out as a strike, then go out of the zone. He's fun to watch.
He's like watching an old veteran just doing his job.
Another curveball lifted out to left and a base hit. The Mark McGwire bobblehead is coming up Sunday, September 16th. Bobblehead commemorating home run number 62. 20-year anniversary, brought to you by Coca-Cola and Deerbirds. Tickets at cardinals.com/promotions. Did you know Mark well prior to St. Louis?
No, not really.
Then you got pretty close though when you got to town.
Yeah, we grew up in the same area. Played against each other obviously when he was in Oakland, but no, he's not an easy person to get to know, as you all know. I think everyone will attest to that around the city and even in the organization. He's a quiet guy and kind of sticks to himself, and I think all that attention that he received from being such a superstar was just a little awkward for him, but classy individual.
Were players captivated like the audience?
Oh yeah.
Like the watching, the viewing public?
Yeah, I wish that I was here in '98. I'd have been out there every day watching batting practice with everyone else. We didn't even get a chance to play against the Cardinals, so I didn't ever see anything like it. And I do remember just kind of comparing, like we would go out early and watch Griffey take batting practice in the Kingdom because he would hit balls off the upper deck all day long. So I know guys did it a little bit when Mark was in Oakland, but it was a different story when he was in Busch Stadium.
0-2 pitch, spoiled by Eaton. Dave McKay had all the pressure on him to throw strikes.
Every day.
He was his personal batting practice pitcher. And it really was an event.
We were in Pittsburgh one time, I think in the old stadium, and it was so quiet. Never really said much, and I remember hitting, and I was looking around, and I was like, "Where's Mark?" And Tony says he's hitting underneath, and I said, "Oh," he says he doesn't like the fanfare here because of the the big stadium, the ball's going in the upper deck, and just wants to concentrate. He's been struggling a little bit.
That's into right center, and it will drop. Drops in. Bader gets it quickly back in. The relay to the plate. It is in time. Did they get him? They did! They get him at the plate. Again, Bader, a strike to the cut, and then a strike by Munoz to Yadier Molina.
Tell you what, Danny, they're going to probably look at this, but safe or out. This is one of those things early in the year that they didn't do well, and now they are starting to turn it up a notch on defense. See, Robles had to wait. They made sure it was down.
He's safe. Just got the hand in.
I'll tell you what, though, safe or not, it's still one heck of a relay and a great throw by both of those guys. And it's funny, Jairo Munoz goes from playing second to playing third, playing right field a couple days, and all of a sudden now we all know he's got the cannon. He makes a great throw on that relay.
Harrison Bader covered a ton of ground. He was playing in the gap in left center just to even make that play close, and so it is a safe call. And the Nationals now get their first run to make it 6-1. As a catcher, you have to get that lane, and Yadi did it to perfection. And the hand is in. Robles is safe. Very, very close.
It was closer than it looked from that other angle.
Sure did.
No wonder it took him so long.
So the RBI double by Adam Eaton. He's 2 for 3. And Trey Turner, who is lined out, and also an infield hit at the plate. First pitch is strike. Harper on deck. Oh, 1 pitch, and a ground ball to third under the glove of Carpenter, and runners at first and second now for Bryce Harper. That's what speed will do to you too. No, Carpenter commits this error, and you're thinking about the speed of Trey Turner. We've seen it a lot with Bader.
Sharp just got an in-between hop right there. It's almost a do or die again. That play is ball's bouncing up in the air. When it comes down, you don't know what kind of hop that's going to take off that grass. The ball just stayed down on him. Kind of a no man's land, and really when you're there's no chance.
They're starting to stretch now in the Cardinals pen. And Bryce Harper now at the plate. He's 2 for 2. A double to right field. Infield hit that was in the third. First pitch hit out of play. Here's an 0-1 pitch to Harper. Inside, a ball and a strike. Pitch count now, when you start to look at errors, how that affects the rest of the game. Maybe go to your bullpen a little bit earlier. Michaelis hit 77 pitches tonight. Strike 2 on Harper. Pitches by inning now for Michaelis. 20 and counting here in inning number 5.
We talked about how they'd like to see maybe him go as long as they can. Looking over the sheet, 7 guys down there in that bullpen have thrown 2 out of the last 3 days. And that's when you start thinking about, okay, I got to start getting that starting rotation deeper in the game, because you can't keep going at that pace.
That's it out of play. Cardinals should be covered with Daniel Ponce de Leon. Certainly Luke Weaver be another option coming out of the bullpen. Carlos Martinez, one of those guys, 2 out of 3. Norris, iffy. Cardinals had to wait and see how he felt after he played catch today. Tyson Ross, stay away from him. Maybe Hudson. Shreve, Webb could be down. Cecil available, so there's options. Munoz, a diving stop, and he'll get the lead man at second base on that play. And that saves a run. Runners at the corners. And 2 away. Another good play by a guy that's played all over the place here in the last week.
Just keeps getting better and better. That's another spectacular play right there. Saves a run for sure, and maybe saves the inning. Make another good pitch here and get out of this inning.
Anthony Rendon. It's Greg Garcia that made a diving stop to end a game last night at second base. We know about Wong, and Munoz fits in just fine. Rendon is 1 for 2.
Look at the color of Miles's jersey compared to his pants. Just a little sweat.
Very warm night here in Washington. Runners at first and third, and the 0-1 pitch hit out of play. 0-2. To the count.
It's like they need to call a timeout and run him out of towel and a Gatorade like in the home run derby.
Right.
I don't know what happened. He went to the mound with a Gatorade.
Foreign substance. 0-2 pitch, and a bouncer to Munoz. Stays with it, and he makes the play. A double by Eaton to bring in a run. Nats get on the board 6-1 after 5. And 16 and older receive a replica 2013 National League Champions Mystery Player Ring with detachable base, courtesy of Edward Jones. It's wearable, and the Dodgers will be in town. Cardinals.com/promotions. McGowan into the ball game, up for the second time, now in. Our Chevy called to the pen in a Major League debut, with the Cardinals leading by the score of 6-1. Cubs have a 1-0 lead. Top of the fourth. Moments ago, the former National Daniel Murphy with a home run. I was talking with some people that are around this team every day, and they said it was not only tough on the team to trade Daniel Murphy, in many ways kind of the heart and soul of this team, but for the fans. The fans really got into him. They thought he was the guy, the leader. And it's tough, you know, when a fan base sees a favorite player get traded away. Matt Adams now with St. Louis. Some of their relievers have been shipped away. Now here's Harrison Bader. First pitch is strike. They'll throw that ball out. Keepsake for McGowan. From Southampton, New York. And the 0-1. A couple New York guys going head to head here, and Bader and McGowan. Popped up. So B. Zimmerman makes the catch. And the first man retired here in the sixth. Jairo Munoz and then Miles Michaelis. And you start thinking about how Mike Schilt wants to approach the final 3 innings, if he can get Michaelis through one more, and what direction he wants to go in. And that's, you know, he's thinking 2 innings ahead right now. I want to thank the men and women of our crew here in Washington. They always do such a great job, and night in, night out, and some hot days here in Washington, and we appreciate their efforts. 1 ball and 1 strike. Munoz 0 for 2, grounded out to short, also grounded to third. And the 1-1 inside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Over the weekend, the Tigers will be celebrating the 50th anniversary of the 1968 championship club. Came back down 3-1 to St. Louis and won that series. And Tim McCarver will tell you, I'm still not over it.
He's got a good memory.
Incredible memory. 3-1 pitch. And Munoz drives it out to deep left. It's another home run hit by the Cardinals. This one off the bat of Munoz.
This is the one thing about when you come up to this league, when you try to pitch in, you wake people up, but you better not miss out over the plate. And I believe right here he missed out over the plate. Yes, he did. With only 90-mile-an-hour fastball. Could not throw the ball down the middle.
Munoz now with 8 home runs. He's driven in 36 in limited time, and now Miles Michaelis. Cardinals owning a 6-run lead. Puts it in play, hits it to short. Turner up with it. Out number 2.
Bought enough food for the entire section? We understand. Great Southern Bank. We're fans too.
So 2 outs and Matt Carpenter. I still go back to the at bat by Michaelis in the second inning. The infield hit, hustling down that first base line, close play with 2 outs. Extended the inning to Carpenter. He got a double that drove in Michaelis. Martinez drove in Carpenter. And from the perspective of the Nationals, I'm sure it's like, here we go again. Team that took 3 or 4 against you in St. Louis. Split the first 2. Probably should have won the first game. Outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's a 1-1 pitch. Carpenter at 35 home runs to lead the National League. Two hits tonight, 2 for 3. The 3-2 pitch to Carpenter. And Matt hits it out to left center. Harper over and catches this one. Jairo Munoz up close and personal and out. Way out of here on a 3-1. It's 7-1 St. Louis. Jairo Munoz with a long home run on a 3-1 pitch. Cardinals with a lot of offense again tonight. 11 hits, 2 home runs hit by Matt Adams. Solo shot by Munoz, and now Juan Soto Ryan Zimmerman and Wilmer Defoe for Washington. And a late break and a strike. Looks like Miles may have changed that jersey.
You're going to have to after a while. So probably weighing him down.
Late with that swing, backhanded by DeYoung, the stretch by Adams, and the out. Now time for Built for Baseball, and it's brought to you by T-Mobile. And it's a look at Miles Mikolas. Typical Miles Mikolas tonight.
Throwing a lot of strikes, ground balls. Making some good pitches right there with that jam shot back to the pitcher. Really just mixing up his pitches well and keeping them off balance.
Pitch count at 85 for Mikolas. And ball one to Ryan Zimmerman. It's kind of the fine line when you think about managing this late in the season, where you'd love to buy an inning or two for Miles Mikolas or any of your starters, but every game is so important. And we also talked about the fact that there are some in that bullpen that are down right now, would not be available to pitch.
Well, you want your starter to go out there as long as possible, especially when he's pitching like this. But yeah, you're not going to stretch him through too far through the 100 mark, because you are looking at a chance to go to the playoffs, and I think every pitch that you can rest him is just better off in the long run. But the lesser of two evils, too many pitches by the starter or too many pitches by the bullpen. So hopefully you got enough guys down there here in the month of September. You can throw a fresh arm out there when you need it.
Two balls and two strikes to Ryan Zimmerman. Slowly hit, charging in Carpenter, bare hands, and the throw is up the line, and Zimmerman safe at first base. Third infield hit for the Nats tonight.
Well, that means that his movement is pretty good when guys can't square him up enough to even hit the ball of the infielders. Hate to see that happen, and that's just tough luck, but it's also got nasty stuff.
And the batter is Defoe. Grounded into a 4-6-3 double play back in the fourth. Fly ball lifted out to deep left. Ozuna back. He won't get there. One hops off the wall. Bader backing up, and a run will score. That's Zimmerman. That makes it 7-2. I think you could see that Bader was going to try to take that throw instead of Ozuna. May have caused the bobble.
Yeah, I couldn't really get a good look at what happened, but heads up by Bader trying to save Ozuna's arm, but I think he scared Ozuna. Oh, no, he just bobbled it. I think Bader made the right play. He saw the ball bouncing back over the top of Ozuna.
Pedro Severino, Wander Suero, right-hander, throwing in the Nationals' pen. And a strike. Severino is popped out to Mikolas and also grounded out to short. Mark Reynolds has moved to the on-deck circle. Curveball hit to DeYoung. Out number 2. It brings in Mark Reynolds, so Dave Martinez trying to get runs across any way he can. And a lot of times you'll see a manager with Reynolds save him late in a game, but down 7-2, they need runs now.
Yeah, this is a point in time in the game where he's your home run hitter, and if he hits a home run here, you're down now 7-4. I mean, that's a good start. Kind of not really looking for him to take a walk or a base hit. You're hoping that he does go up there and go deep and then kind of get something going.
I wonder if this is by design in terms of just trying to give Michaelis a little breather on a hot night.
Hopefully so. Maybe just remind him strength and weaknesses of Reynolds. A little bit of everything.
Nobody throwing in the Cardinals bullpen. Reynolds has hit a home run every 13 plate appearances. Second best home run rate of his career. And batting .300 this year with runners in scoring position. Two outs, runner at second, and the first pitch is strike. The 0-1 by Michaelis. 1-1 the count.
I think that you face with Reynolds too is he's one of those hitters that you never know what he's going to do at the plate. You can throw him a breaking ball and he'll swing over the top of it by 2 feet, and you can throw that exact same breaking ball and he somehow just be a little bit slower and late and can shoot it out to right field with the best of them. So it's not like you pitch to him normally all the time.
Carpenter to Adams, and Michaelis through 6. Matt Adams has homered twice already tonight. He's coming up in the 7th. Game summary: Miles Michaelis 6 innings and 2 earned. Matt Adams couple of home runs. Carpenter 2 for 4 with a double. RBI, 2 runs scored. And the starter for the Nats, Tanner Roark, 5 innings, 10 hits, 6 earned. Just talking with Mike Schild as you get a look at Suero, and we were going over the bullpen and who might be available. Maybe some guys that you could look at, some guys that you'd like to stay away from. And he said real simply, well, the way I look at it, go Miles. We need you. Well, he's done so far what the Cardinals needed. Just seeing that right there, he's not getting the hugs or the handshakes. That probably means he's going back out there. Here's Jose Martinez. And the first pitch, a strike from Wander Suero. Gateway Honda home run inning. Cardinals hit a home run. The Gateway Honda dealers donate $1,000 to the Make-A-Wish Foundation of Missouri. Suero was signed by Washington, non-drafted free agent, all the way back in 2010. Spent some time at Syracuse this year, the AAA affiliate. And this his 31st appearance of the year. That previous pitch was the last couple of days a pitch that Martinez would chase.
Definitely has been struggling with his strike zone. And he also has taken a lot of pitches for strikes, which has put him behind, and then he was almost forcing himself to chase some of those pitches. But normally when he's going good, if he takes a strike, he's really not fazed by it. But lately when you're in between, it really puts a lot of pressure on you.
The swing and a miss. The 3-1 delivery. Now a full count. Three and two the count on Jose Martinez. And Martinez lifts a fly ball into right. Catch made by Adam Eaton for out number one. It's already been a big night for Big City. First time up, a 3-run homer. And then a long one. He's now up to 20 this season.
Be nice to see him get another one.
2 for 3 on the night. And a ground ball slowly hit to the right side. It's a kind of game, though, Jimmy, that you were talking about where now you feel part of it. You're contributing. And if the club holds on, you're a big reason why the team wins this game tonight.
Yeah, that's what you really want to. All you want to do is just really get in the mix. The good news is he's got a lot of friends in that clubhouse, so it's not strange to him, but you still want to help out on the field. And like I said, that first home run that he hit tonight is a big, big home run for him.
Marcell Ozuna 3 for 3 with 3 singles. Twice to left, once to right. There's ball 1. Multi-home run game by 2 different players in consecutive games. Hasn't happened since 2010 for the Cardinals. A ball and a strike. And I know Matt has put a lot of pressure on himself to fit in, to be a part of the club, to contribute. Can't emphasize it enough how much he enjoys being back in St. Louis. Two balls and a strike. And he's 4 for 4 tonight. 4 singles hit by Marcell Ozuna.
Nice job just staying up the middle, a little bit behind that ball, and hits it on the ground, but there's a lot of grass up the middle.
Ozuna had the shot in the shoulder, let that subside. Had really struggled throwing the baseballs we've seen. Took him a little bit maybe to get his timing back, but he's now locked in, and DeYoung hits it off the end of the bat. Easy play, and it's time to stretch here in game number 3. Marcell Ozuna 4 for 4 tonight, and the Cardinals have the lead 7-2. Fewer than 6, 500. And tonight, Miles Michaelis pitching into the 7th inning. 7-2, the Cardinals with the lead.
I think that's pretty much baseball in general right there, though. When you get a good start from your starter, obviously you got a better chance to win. Doesn't matter who the manager is, really, but it seems like we talk about that almost every night. How far the starter can get and how well they can pitch.
Ground ball off the bat of Eaton, and we're underway in the home half of the 7th. Michaelis has allowed 10 hits, but the Nationals have left 7 on. Patrick Wisdom takes over at third base. Carpenter shifting from third to first. Ground ball to Young to his left, and he makes the play for the first out. That all-important first out. 98 pitches for Miles Michaelis tonight. Here's Trey Turner. Reached on an air, infield hit, and a line out. 1 for 3. First pitch taken high for ball 1. Another factor of tonight would be, there's a strike, and he missed it again.
Lord.
But he's had an extra day rest coming into this start too, which may play into the decision making of Mike Schopp. 2 balls and no strikes on Trey Turner. So you go from 1-1 instead of that 2-0 to a very good hitter. 2-1. Right field, Martinez, and the catch. TD Ameritrade teaming up with the Cardinals to bring fans $6 tickets. Cardinals host the Pirates September 10th through the 12th. And get your $6 TD Ameritrade tickets now at cardinals.com/TDA. So 2 outs and nobody on. Dakota Hudson throwing in the Cardinals pen. Pitch count 102 for Michaelis, and here's Bryce Harper.
You know, it's interesting. I heard a story one time about talking about how obviously being behind the plate for an umpire isn't easy, but it was interesting that I heard someone say, I could see him missing a pitch off the plate that runs back, calling a ball a strike, but you should never call a strike a ball. Think about that for a second.
I'm thinking. You get frustrated up here. I watch you. These umpires.
Well, first of all, I don't think that, and I go with that motto right there. As far as, like I said, I can see balls off the plate that they're going to run and they're going to move, and there's going to be balls that are going to break around the plate. But when you throw a ball inside that box, clearly inside that box, and I'm not talking about on the edges, it is hard for me to believe that ball inside that box is a ball.
Base hit to left by Harper. Season high in pitches, by the way, 109 for Miles Michaelis. He's at 105. Third hit for Harper tonight.
And the reason being why is because I believe that's my guy out there on the mound working his tail off, and you're literally just taking pitches away from him.
Anthony Rendon 1 for 3 tonight. Single back in the first inning. It was to center, and Bryce Harper was the runner at second base. It was a line drive that Bader tried to catch with a dive. Got it on a trap, hopped right up and threw a strike to the plate to get Harper. Wasn't even sliding. Probably got him by 2 or 3 steps. Two outs and a runner at first. The 0-1 pitch. Fly ball lifted out to deep left. Ozuna back. It's over his head and off the wall. Harper to third. He'll stop there, and Rendon sliding into second base. And you wonder now if Mike Schill will go to his bullpen. Juan Soto coming up.
Pretty good pitch right there, but good piece of hitting by Rendon. And you see why it gets frustrating when you just turn the count from, let's say, 2-1 to 1-2, and then you give up a hit, and then you can see how quickly it can get out of control.
Seven, 12 hits aside, and Cardinals looking at Hudson more as a guy that can clean up an inning than go with length more than likely tonight. We'll see how it plays out. Our Chevy called to the pen. 18th appearance for Dakota, and he'll get Soto here.
I think right now you're just trying to get outs.
Yep.
The way the bullpen has struggled a little bit late, especially as many guys and pitches out of the zone, and you struggle to throw strikes here in this ballpark. Try to get one out at a time right now.
So 2 outs, 2 on, and Soto at the plate. First pitch taken for a ball. Hyundai pitch arsenal on Dakota Hudson. So Michael has got the first 2. Then it was a single to left by Harper and a double by Rendon. Soto tonight has struck out, single to left, and grounded out to short. Runners at second and third. Just off the plate, 2 balls and no strikes. The 2-0 pitch. 3-0. Ryan Zimmerman at the on deck circle. 3-0 the count. Soto's on base percentage .419. And now he draws a walk, and the bases are loaded. Ryan Zimmerman 1 for 3 with an infield hit.
I think the thing right now too, I think if you really look at this game and the way things have been going, it really concerns me there's no one up in the bullpen. First of all, I think that we noticed a little bit, and we were told also from the truck that this young man didn't throw hardly any strikes during warmups, and then not even close in the pitches to Soto. So there's got to be somebody paying attention out there, knowing that that's an issue. You cannot afford to give this game away. Not right now, and not in this pennant chase.
And that's now 5 straight balls by Dakota Hudson, and this has been a real issue in this series with the Cardinals coming in last 2 games, 21 walks combined.
And he's not even close. And I hate to say it, and this young man has got great stuff, but you got to be careful right now. Cannot lose the momentum of this game.
Michaelis did not walk anybody in 6 2/3. Still responsible for the runners at second and third. Up and in, 2 balls and no strikes. And the bullpen phone now starts to ring. 6 straight balls by Dakota Hudson. The 2-0. There's a strike.
There we go. Come on, young man. You can only tell them relievers when they come out of the bullpen with the big lead, see how far they can hit it so many times before you start running into a situation where one big swing is a tie game.
2-1 pitch. Just off the plate, 3-1. Full count. Hudson trying to send us to the 8th. The 3-2 pitch. Driven out to center. Bader going back. Off the top of his glove. 3 runs were scored. We got a ball game. It's now 7-5. And the tying run will come to the plate.
Harrison Bader does everything he can. He just cannot get back. Those are one of those very few balls that you can't read how hard it's hit, because it's pretty low, but it is carrying, especially here in this summer heat. And it's hot, and the ball is flying.
Wilmer Defoe. (7-5) our score. And Defoe into center field with a base hit. Charging hard, Bader. His throw to the plate is not in time. Zimmerman scores. And it's now 7-6 on a strike from Bader to the plate. The Cardinals will challenge in this key spot late in the game.
Harrison Bader has to go maybe just a few too many steps to his left. This play right here is pretty dang close.
I think one of the questions right now, if you're Washington, why is Defoe at first base and not at second? I mean, that's big. Throw missed the cut. It was a strike to the plate. It's being challenged. Cardinals, I think they believe they got him. They're starting to walk off the field.
I don't think they're going to overturn that one, Dan.
But Defoe going back to base running, he's not at second base. That could be really big in this game. And something may not be right with Harrison Bader as the medical team is out to check on the Cardinals center fielder. It's Chris Conroy.
I think he jammed his foot into the wall. He was limping after that play before.
The Cardinals do have a reliever up and hot and ready if they want to go in that direction. Seven to 6 our score. Carlos Martinez standing on the mound right now, currently in the bullpen. Here's Pedro Severino. Andrew Stevenson at the on-deck circle. Are you with me on Defoe not being at second base? Do you agree?
Yeah, 100%. I'm also maybe questioning maybe Dakota Hudson still being in this game right now. Like I said, you can only allow so many guys on base in these situations here at the end of the season.
And the first pitch, a ball. Hudson had a walk, then a double and a single. Tying run at first base, go ahead run at the plate. Here's a 1-0 pitch by Dakota Hudson and a foul ball. Severino with 2 home runs hit this year. The Cubs a 4-1 lead. That's in the top of the 5th over Milwaukee. So Martinez ready. Chasing Shreve getting loose. 1 ball and 1 strike. Some uncomfortable moments right now for the Cardinals. The 2-1 pitch to Severino, and he pops it up behind home plate and out of play. May have chased the ball, and it's 2-2. You see Hudson not quite as sharp as we've grown accustomed to seeing him, and he might be pitching on fumes right now.
These young pitchers come up and definitely at the end of their season right now for the minor leagues, and that extra adrenaline that you get when you get here in the big league starts to wear off a little bit. Make it tough come down the stretch here and the very end of the year.
Two balls and two strikes. Another throw over. The 2-2 pitch. And now Defoe to second base in a ball that gets through. Well, one way or another, this has got to be his final hitter, you would have to assume. Base hit, walk, or an out. The tying run now in scoring position. Hudson charged with a wild pitch. A 3-2 pitch. Severino to center. Bader is there to make the catch. It's been back and forth really all series long, and the Cardinals clearly have had their issues with their bullpen. And the question now would be, Mike Schilt, where does he go to get the final 6 outs? This is Suero in his second inning of work. Carlos Martinez could be somebody that you go beyond 1 inning with. You're unsure about the availability of both Norris and Hicks. Hudson, you have to assume that his night is through. So we'll see how it plays out. Here's Yadier Molina. 7-6. Dakota Hudson, one of his toughest outings. And the first pitch is strike 2, Yadier Molina. Did he go? No, he did not. 1 ball and 1 strike. Molina is grounded into a double play, grounded out to short and struck out. Field and Colbreth is hearing it from the Nationals dugout. We can hear that all the way up here. 2 strikes on Molina. Cardinals still will have to go through Bryce Harper, Rendon, and Soto before this game is through.
Yeah, and you keep talk about the bullpen, right? And what you do is, if you're the coaching staff, you're looking at your sheet and you're trying to figure out who's really rested, who is ready to come in and pitch 2 innings, and who is really rested. And if you look at the sheet, there's really no one. That bullpen has thrown a lot of pitches in the last 7 days, and you know, you got to even a guy like Martinez is probably your best bet right now. He's still thrown 2 out of the last 3 days, but only thrown 8 pitches one day, 16 pitches the next. But you're still talking about a starter who's had to get up a number of times in the last 3 days. Everyone else pretty much been in the game. Like I said, 2 out of the last 3 days. And some of those guys have thrown a lot of pitches.
2-2. Pulled foul by Molina. Two and 2 the count. And Molina drives it out to left, and that's a leadoff base hit. So leadoff single for Yadier Molina. Harrison Bader will be the batter. Jimmy, you picked up on it. The Cardinals medical team, Chris Conroy, went out to check on Bader in that bottom of the 7th. Banged up against the wall.
Took that foul ball off the ankle bone last night. Can't help but think maybe that has something going on there. And he's been all over the field this week too. I've been talking with the training staff, and they've been trying to pick people's brains about where guys are at this time of the year and what is the most taxing on their legs. And you look at Harrison Bader, and he is taxing every night.
Molina running, and the quick tag, and they got him. Yadi's slow to get up. Well, how about the tag there? How quick that was, the glove work.
That is the way you're supposed to tag someone out at second base, and that is hard to do. Watch the quick hands right here by Trey Turner. It was amazing.
A ball and a strike. Harrison Bader inside, 2-1. It's Chris Conroy there. One of the trainers for the Cardinals is going to make sure Molina's all right. He went into that bag very, very hard too. 2-2. Boy, sometimes you'll see a guy, as you know, Jimmy, they slide into that bag. The bag has no give. They jam their leg, their fingers, their hand. May have happened there with Yadier Molina. Two and 2 the count. Worry about the hamstring too in a hot night. And Bader hit by a pitch. Hit by the pitch. after the catcher goes out and visits with him. It's never a good look.
Oh, it was a cutter or a slider that got away from him, but still, this doesn't feel good. And I feel like the Cardinals are getting beat up right now as far as just with this heat and the extra effort around the bases. Bader with the foul ball off the foot, then into the wall, and now hit by a pitch. Yachty slide into second. I want to get this one over as quick as possible.
There's Jairo Munoz. He's homered tonight. Greg Garcia has moved to the on-deck circle. And Bader back in barely.
Yeah, I was going to say, you might see him stealing second right here.
Nationals will not challenge.
Left-handed first baseman. That might be trouble.
Yep. Munoz homered on a 3-1 pitch. First pitch to him here in the 8th. Instead, another check on Bader, diving back to the outside portion of the bag. Here it was back in the 6th. 3-1 pitch. And the home run for Jairo Munoz, number 8 this year. Even bigger lead that time by Bader. He's got the attention of the Nationals.
Like to see Munoz maybe just try and hit one, not try and hit one, but get a fastball away and really push one over to right field.
And that's how they got it. I think Bader saying to Ali Marmol, I'm safe. Back in there, don't you?
Looks like he might be safe.
And the Cardinals will ask for the review. Cardinals do not have a challenge. This is an umpire review. Another look here at Bader going back to the bag at first base. I think the first look we had was the best, and it did show the hand may have gotten in there before the tag. Very, very close. This view right here.
There's absolutely no way you can tell. I don't know how they do it, but they do it.
So they throw over 4 times and then they get Bader. So now there's 2 outs. And there still has not been a pitch thrown to Munoz. Minute 33 seconds on the review. Nationals will have a pinch hitter, Eaton and Turner, coming up. If anybody can reach, then Bryce Harper. And Munoz, a fly ball into right. Adam Eaton under it. Makes the catch. 7-6. Redbirds on top. By Budweiser. Wherever legendary MLB moments happen, Budweiser will be there. And by Ford, going further so you can. It's a one-run lead for the Cardinals, 7-6, game 3. And the Cardinals have Francisco Pena taking over behind the plate, so Molina out. Carlos Martinez on the mound, and our Chevy called to the pen. You're concerned right now, certainly, with Yadier Molina sliding hard into the bag at second base. Got up, was limping towards the dugout. And Carlos Martinez, the Chevy, called to the pen. The Cardinals need 6 outs, trying to hold a one-run lead. Andrew Stevenson will be the pinch hitter. Suero with 2 innings out of the bullpen for Washington. And here we go with Carlos. So Pena behind the plate. Wisdom is at third. Carpenter is at first. And now Carlos Martinez on the mound. First pitch to Stevenson. Taken for a strike.
And that's what you want to see. That's what you'd like to see right here out of Carlos Martinez. This is his 5th time on the mound in 8 days. Something that he's not used to, but he's up for the task because he's got nasty stuff.
This could be really kind of a statement game for him. Would you agree?
You got to make it sometime, right? Especially if you're coming out of the bullpen now. Could be a big spot for him.
0-2 taken a little bit low, but I like to see that too. 98 on the gun, so velocity's been right around 94 to 95. Haven't seen a lot of 98. Struck him out, and that's how we start the home half of the 8th.
Well, we talk about it all the time, that extra effort, that extra gas in the tank. 98, 99, 97 makes it that much tougher for hitters to pick up the off-speed stuff. And right here, he has no chance at this changeup. Crazy that changeup is actually 89 miles an hour. But clearly, a nasty weapon with 98 with the fastball.
Thinking about Molina, could have been a slide. It could have been hamstring as he was kind of grabbing the back of the leg. And when we hear about it, we'll pass it along to you. Certainly got more on the post-game show. So Pena in behind the plate. Justin Miller, right-handed pitcher, throwing in the Nats pen. be big to have a 1-2-3 inning and have Harper come up with nobody on. Due up fourth in this inning. First man retired. That was Stevenson. Now 2-0 on Adam Eaton. Three and one the count. Three-one pitch to Eaton. 97 from Carlos Martinez. 3-2. Eaton grounded out to third, single to center, RBI double in inning number 5, and grounded out to short. A 3-2 pitch by Martinez, and a ground ball base hit into right. Went down to get it, and a single into right field. Trey Turner is lined out, picked up an infield hit, reached on an error, and also flied to right. Only grounded into 2 double plays. Crowd tonight 22,124. 22124.
Did you read that wrong?
I just read the numbers they give me.
Someone didn't add very well.
A lot of room to the right side of the infield. They're holding the runner on. Munoz near the bag at second. Wisdom guarding the line. Outfield is straight away. 1-0 pitch to Turner instead of check again on the runner at first. Adam Eaton. He has 6 stolen bases this year. A ball and a strike. Bryce Harper on deck. Boy, that's nasty right there. Had him backing up. 1-2.
As a right-handed hitter, you're worried about the sinker. So when the slider comes out of his hand, you think inside first before you even see the spin. You have no chance to react and swing at that pitch.
1 ball and 2 strikes. The next by Martinez. Line to short. And that's out number 2. Wow.
Tell you what, Trey Turner has put some at-bats together this last 3 days.
Ball may have been knuckling a little bit on Paul too. Eaton back to the bag, and now it's Bryce Harper. Harper tied the game Labor Day with a home run in the bottom of the 9th, and then won it in the 10th. 2 outs. He represents the go-ahead run. Strike 1.
I think that's where you got to keep the ball against him right now. You got to stay in there off the plate. Cutters, he's got, the thing about Carlos Martinez, he's got so many weapons. It's not like you're saying just pitch him in. It's not that easy, right? If you miss and miss out over the plate, but he's got such a nasty cutter. When you throw that ball in the inner half, you want it to stay in there. So use the cutter to keep it in there. You can get him start to open up, open up, open up. Then you just buy the outside part of the plate, or you have a changeup for that weapon. But I still try to stay in there as much as I can.
0-1 pitch. 0-2.
And you got to get it in there and keep it in there. Because the thing you do by keeping the ball inside against a really good hitter is you kind of upset him a little bit, to be quite polite, and you start to wake them up, and they want to do some damage. So you keep challenging a good hitter in there like that, he's going to wake it up. He's going to wake up a little bit and want to hit the ball over the scoreboard, and that is when you go back away off the plate.
0-2 the count on Harper. The next by Martinez, and again another throw over. Eaton back in safely. Carpenter almost knocked over.
By the throw?
Exactly.
Almost took Eaton's fingers off. I think you see Pena sitting out off the plate away right there, and they throw over. That makes you make sure that when the hitter looks back down, he sees the catcher off the plate out there.
0-2 pitch, and he struck him out. A called third strike, and Harper caught looking. The Nationals strand a runner. The reaction of Martinez. 7-6 as we head to the ninth. Seven-6 our score. Justin Miller, the right-hander, our Chevy called to the pen. Well, it's a big out to get Harper looking on that called third strike.
I mean, that's we've been talking all year long about having ace stuff. That is Carlos Martinez at his finest. He made two great pitches to set him up in there off the plate, and then backdoor with the same pitch. I mean, you look up there on the scoreboard and see 98, and you walk in there and that's what you're thinking, and you get cutter, and backdoor slider. You got no chance.
There's Francisco Pena. First pitch is strike. No one throwing in the Cardinals pen. No Hicks, no Norris. It's Carlos Martinez. That's line foul. 0-2 the count on Pena. And the 0-2 is a single into center field on that 0-2 pitch. And Pena is aboard.
Looked like he tried to quick pitch right there. That ball went right back between his legs.
Want to buy or sell tickets at the last minute? Get the StubHub app and you can grab 100% MLB verified tickets up until the first pitch. Sell your extras to another fan. Get the StubHub app today. StubHub, an official partner of the Cardinals. Now Matt Carpenter. 2 hits tonight. Word on Yadier Molina. Left the game with left hamstring tightness. Left hamstring tightness on Yadier Molina. Two balls and no strikes on Carpenter. The Cardinals have 14 hits. 10 of those 14 have come from Carpenter, Martinez, Adams, and Ozuna. Ozuna is 4 for 4. The 2-0. And Carpenter hits it out to Harper. Barely has to move. Makes the catch. And that's the first out here in the top of the ninth. The Nationals have Rendon, Soto, Zimmerman looking ahead to the bottom of the ninth. Jose Martinez, 2 hits tonight, run scored and a run batted in. A check on Pena. Martinez, a liner into center field. Harper won't get there. Runners at first and second with 1 out. The 3-hit night for Jose Martinez.
Another good piece of hitting by Martinez. See Pena just making sure that that ball's going to fall.
Greg Garcia will pinch run, so you'd see Garcia go into second base, Munoz into right. The 3-hit night for Martinez. And now Patrick Wisdom, who homered in game 2. Young hitter, Wisdom gets a lot of those breaking balls, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. He's definitely going to get a lot early in his career here. These guys are going to try to figure out what he can't hit. But then he's going to learn the more bats he gets, like we talk about what not to swing at. He's already got a great approach at the plate. He's very calm. Just got to wait for his pitch. Don't get too excited by the situations that you get put in, especially late in the game.
Just off the plate, 2 balls and a strike. We have noticed that the Nationals play very deep with their outfield. which could be a big factor when you think about the speed of Pena coming into play on a single.
Especially the way they've been charging the ball also. Not a whole lot of urgency going on out there.
2-2. Marcell Ozuna on deck. Two-two pitch. Foul back and a good rip.
Good swing.
They're in the bottom of the 6th. The Cubs lead the Brewers 6-2. The 2-2 pitch to Wisdom. Stays alive. Boy, every game seems like it has been a nail biter for the Cardinals here in the last week or so. The twists and turns of a long season. And another one here tonight. Two-two pitch instead of check.
Wondering if Pena just increased some speed over the last couple of weeks, but they're sure keeping an eye on him.
A little worried, aren't they?
Yeah, scouting report might be a little off.
He's trying to keep him close. Base hit could give the Cardinals a 2-run lead. The 2-2 pitch. Fouled back again. Miller may have gotten away with that one.
Good swings right there by Patrick.
Yeah, and then looking at the secondary lead of Pena, it looks to me, Jimmy, he could get a bigger lead once the pitch is coming to the plate. He's still playing it close to the vest. And
yeah, I think he's, still one out, probably trying not to get doubled up on a line drive. Definitely with 2 outs, you're just definitely going to have to get off the bag and got to score on a base hit. So 1 out, I could see maybe not being as aggressive, but you still want to get a good jump.
The 2-2. Just off the plate. CB Buckner is hearing it all night from both sides. Miller's set. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And he walked him. So the bases are loaded for Marcell Ozuna.
It's a big time at bat by Patrick Wisdom right there too. He had some pitches to hit, felled them off, took some really tough pitches and battled. Got himself a walk.
Ozuna 4 for 4 tonight. Derek Lilliquist, former Cardinal pitching coach, now in his first year with the Nationals, wants a visit. Boy, that's a good at bat, huh?
Really good at bat. Tough at bat on a young player too.
Marcell Ozuna has never had a 5-hit game.
Be a really nice time for a grand slam and a 5-hit game.
Ozuna with 2 home runs last night, 4 hits here in game 3. We talked about it after the injection on the shoulder, time on the DL. Seems to be locked in. Marcell Ozuna with the bases loaded. Ozuna hits it foul. May have broken his bat.
Miller's got a really good sinker. Tell right away that they're going to try and go in off the plate with Ozuna. Hopefully open up that slider away. But this is what we're talking about too. You know, what I was saying was, you know, a guy's got a good sinker. You don't go look for that sinker. You try to make the ball be up and out over the plate, and you still try to stay up the middle. If the ball's inside, you're not going to hit it. So you got to try and not swing at it.
0-1 pitch. Ozuna with a fly ball into right. Pena, your runner at third. The catch is made. And Eaton's throw, a strike to the plate. And that is a big, big out, number 2. And the Cardinals need a 2-out hit from Paul DeJong. Remember last night, Paul DeJong, a pitch that was up, put it in the seats in right. That was home run number 16. Again, a situation with the bases loaded for the Cardinals this week.
Is that the third time? Maybe not the fourth.
Twice the Cardinals with the bases loaded, nobody out, did not score. In this case, bases loaded, 1 out. The fly out by Ozuna. Let's see what DeJong can do. He's hitless tonight. Oh, 1 pitch. 1 ball and 1 strike. I've heard you talk about it many times in this spot, trying to slow the game down.
You're just trying to look for a pitch to hit. Trying not to get caught up in the emotions of the game. The bases are loaded. Everyone's thinking grand slam. Just trying to think, have a good at bat.
The 1-1 to the Cardinals shortstop. Fouled back, 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. And DeJong sends it in the gap into right center field. Eaton, though, is over and makes the catch. Miller out of the jam, and it stays a 1-run St. Louis lead. Your play of the game.
The 96-mile-an-hour cutter. Another 96-mile-an-hour cutter. And watch this backdoor slider right here. 87-mile-an-hour on the black. You cannot draw it up any better than that.
15 hits aside, 7-6 the score. Carlos Martinez in his second inning of work.
How many times do you get to sit here and say 96-mile-an-hour cutter?
Not often.
It'd be so special.
Then again, I never thought I'd say a 102-mile-an-hour sinker. Jordan Hicks. Rendon to start it for the Nationals here in the bottom of the ninth, and then Soto and Zimmerman. First pitch swung on and missed. 95, little up in the zone. One ball and one strike. Three for 9. Pair of doubles against Carlos Martinez. The 1-1 pitch. 2-1. Fights it off. Garcia can't get there. Drops in for a hit. And the tying run is aboard.
It'll be interesting to see how Carlos Martinez handles the ninth inning. Talk about how tough it is to get these last 3 outs. Nobody wants to be the guy to make the last out in the game. Right there you can see he took one wild swing and then shortened up and just put the ball in play. It's going to be tough. It's tough on closes when guys don't expand the zone and you rely on that maybe slider out of the zone and they don't chase it. It makes it a little bit tougher.
September 28th of 2014, the last save for Carlos Martinez. And now it's Soto. And he hits it off the glove of Carpenter. Martinez picked up the ball, but everybody's safe.
This ball was hit off the bat. I don't even know how that ball bounced back, but
I thought Martinez still had a shot getting it here. Bit close.
Such a great athlete. I did too. I think it surprised himself when he picked up that ball and didn't really know where he was. But like I said, this is going to be a tough test right here.
It's an error on Carpenter, his second in the ball game. Runners at first and second, nobody out. And Ryan Zimmerman will be the batter. Zimmerman, a key hit in this game with the bases loaded over Harrison Bader at center. That scored 3 runs. The Nats have left 33 on in this series. 9 tonight. And the first pitch taken for a ball. And the 1-0 pitch to Zimmerman. A ball inside, 2-0. Miles Michaelis started this game. And again pitched well. Turned it over to the bullpen. And here we are. It's 7-6. Zimmerman, if you're wondering, is grounded into 9 double plays.
How many triple plays? Because that's what I'm wondering.
The 2-1. 2-2.
He's another one of these guys that just can hit the ball all over the ballpark for a home run. And I'm saying you got to get the ball down against him or make some really good pitches, make a mistake up in the zone, and he can hit it from line to line. Not the same kind of power as Mark Reynolds, but pretty good power.
The 2-2 pitch. Martinez to Zimmerman. Three-two, and he struck him out. Zimmerman looking for something else.
Yeah, definitely. That's a backup slider right there that he got lucky that it stayed in the zone. This pitch is supposed to break, and it doesn't. It's a little dip right there at the end, and he's no way he's looking for that pitch right there. He's looking fastball out over the plate. It's frozen right there pretty good. Pretty gutsy pitch.
Defoe is grounded into 6 double plays. 1 out, 2 on, and strike 1. Almost couldn't catch it.
That's a pretty good cutter slider right here. Watch this pitch take off. One that doesn't break, and then this one that really breaks.
Nothing at 2 the count on Wilmer Defoe. Runners at first and second here in the bottom of the 9th. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The anxious moments on the bench right now, the Cardinals. Matt Adams with 2 home runs. Cardinals jumped out to a big lead. And they're 2 outs away from picking up a series win over the Nationals. Here's a 1-2 pitch. Pulled foul.
Like to see if you can try and finish him up in a way with a fastball. Don't give him anything to react to. Just make him make up his mind and try to chase after something. Some of these little pesky hitters with good bat control. Wait for the breaking ball to come with 2 strikes and then put it into play.
The 1-2 hit the other way, and it's out of play.
That's the pitch right there.
This is the most that Martinez has thrown since his last start. That was at the end of July.
Yeah, we talked about him throwing. This is his 5th day and the last 8, but the most he's thrown is 16 pitches until today.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Martinez to Defoe again. And a fly ball lifted out to center. Bader without number 2. Michael A. Taylor will be the pinch hitter. And Adolis Garcia will come in for Marcelo Zuna with 2 outs to go. Runners at first and second, now 2 outs, and Michael A. Taylor at the plate. Yeah, the one thing you're thinking about with Adolis Garcia and putting him in the ballgame, young man has an absolute rocket for an arm. A rocket.
Just watch him throw his first warm-up toss over to Bader and almost threw it right through him. Probably the main reason for this move right here.
No question. Taylor, the final hope now for Washington, trying to extend the ball game. First pitch, ball 1. And the 1-0 pitch to Taylor. Adrian Sanchez at the on-deck circle. The 2-0 pitch. Good slider. It's one of the better ones he's thrown tonight.
It's another gutsy pitch right there. 2-0 slider. Take a little bit of advantage of the young hitter. Don't give in all the way, but get something around the plate. It's pretty surprised that he was able to take the first 2 pitches without being a little overexcited.
The 2-1. Now it's 2-2.
That's what I'm talking about right there. Now he's kind of got him where he wants him. He can go all kind of different directions right here. He can go fastball up. The sinker in, get him to chase a little bit in off the plate. He's got to protect against that slider.
The 2-2 pitch to Taylor. 3-2, and the runner's off with his next pitch, so you get a ball in the gap.
You got to throw that pitch. That's where your pitch right there, especially in this situation. I'd see him maybe trying to attack the zone right there to not have to get to 3-2 with 2 outs.
And you're Carlos right. Martinez finish it right here.
You're right. A ball in the gap could be trouble and could be the winning run.
3-2 pitch. He struck him out, and the Cardinals take 2 of 3. Martinez, 2 innings to finish it up. 7-6 the final.
That's a nice job by Pena right there. I think he right there took a little bit of advantage of the young hitter Stayed with the program and the sliders. It's Carlos's best pitch, and nice job right there finishing that off.
Oh boy.
You ain't kidding.
Man, oh man.
It's getting interesting.
Sure is. Cardinals 78-62 now. Milwaukee in their ball game. They trail by 2 against Chicago. They take 2 of 3. The Cardinals do here in Washington. What a ball game. Post-game show comes your way next.